What's up, Synth? It's pretty much done anyway. I took this to 368 corruption and it was fine. And I just added a couple of things to it. Yo, what's up people, it's your boy P, also known as Captain P67. We're here today with a new crazy god build for last Epoch. It's been requested by quite a few people, my own personal build. This is a Phoenix Lightning Wolves build, which I'll talk you through the whole thing, top to bottom. We'll get through it as quick as we can. So we're going to just jump to the inventory first of all. So inventory wise, we are using Howl the West Wind, which is what the most build is based around since it's got the Lightning Wolves. On here we got 16 armor, 3 strength. We did roll with a 2 LP, so added vitality, crit strike avoidance. Very important for more HP, and you want to max that crit strike avoidance. Very, very important. 30% chance for your wolves to retaliate with lightning strike when hit, so they do more lightning damage. Your wolves cannot be stunned. You also get 35% increased minion movement speed. Plus 32% chance to shock on melee hits, plus 8 melee lightning damage, which will stack with everything, which I'll go through, and then 45% chance on hit with lightning skills to grant your wolves additional melee lightning damage equal to your melee lightning damage. So we can proc that, and I'll go through that with you as well. Then we quickly gone for the Death Rattle, which gives me 19% increased minion damage, 22% increased minion critical strike, 91% minion critical strike multiplier, hence why you see all those crits at the start of the clip, and all that footage at the start of the first few clips, it's all on 200 plus corruption. The only Shades of Oribis fight was at 199 corruption, so it pretty much is at 200 corruption anyway. Very high and high different modifiers to go against, but as you can see, it still dominates and destroys everything. It destroys solo targets, melts crowds as well. This also has 9 intelligence as well. Your minions take 26% increased damage, regain 30 health on minion death, and 1 to sacrifice. We've gone for a one-handed sword, and its base attack rate very fast since you're doing a lot of melee damage. So with this build, not only do your wolves do a lot of damage off base, you also do a lot of damage. And again, if you go back to the clips at the very start, you'll see how much damage we do. And it all procs with the swipe, and it all comes together, so you'll see. But with the sword, you could use any sword of your choice or any weapon, but you do want melee lightning. That is the most essential thing, because again, melee lightning will scale with your wolves, so it's all going to come together for you. But yeah, we got 36 melee lightning, 21 melee physical damage, 119 increased damage over time for minions, and again, very specific. Whatever you apply to yourself doesn't always apply to your minions, so you do need to be very specific on certain ailments and things, and I'll go through that with you as well. And then 46% chance to ignite on hit. So more DOT, more damage over time, more procs as well. Now, we got pretty godly with this piece. We got armor piece, we got 180 armor, 39 phys res, physical resistance. And then we got 138% increased melee damage off us, plus 138% increased melee minion damage on top. Now, again, I mentioned vitality, so vitality 11 in there, phys res as well, 49% plus increased health. So you're always going to go for vitality. It's very, very important. You don't need to worry too much about resistances with this build because it's just godly like that. But it's more about stacking that fat amount of health mainly, and obviously your melee damage. Then we've also gone for the Hakkar's Phoenix, hence why we called it the Phoenix Lightning Wolves. What's so dope about this is dope ass unique. Check it out if you haven't already. But we get 48 melee damage. We get plus 4 critical strike chance. And I am 100% on crits already, so I'll go for that with you. We get 3% movement speed. On this one, I got a 2 LP, so I got hella lucky. I added 40 melee lightning damage, which again will scale. So melee lightning, and that's actually more than the purple sword or exalted we got. We got 21 health on kill for survivability. I definitely recommend anything that might give you some HP back, but obviously you'll get HP back from the swipe anyway. But why not have more with the build? It's absolutely phenomenal. We get 2 to Primalist melee attack, so we can stack more skills. 12 plus 12 melee fire damage for you and your minions. We get 158% increased melee damage, so again it all just stacks through like crazy. Plus 15% fire penetration, which is very important with the chance to ignite on hit, etc. as well. So the build all comes together when you do anything, and it's insane, as you can see. Then we also get, when a companion is downed, it is automatically revived after 2 seconds, 10-second cooldown. So in the footage you see, I have pretty much instant recovery on all my minions anyway. But however, if one is downed, it will automatically revive after 2 seconds on 10-second cooldown. But the dope thing about it is, when a companion is revived by Hakar's Phoenix, it releases a burst of fire and gains 100 melee fire damage and 100% ignite chance for 20 seconds. Now again, it all stacks up, so whenever your minion is down, it will just come in a burst of flames, burst of fire, do more damage, do more fire damage, go a bit crazy, frenzy, and then do more DPS. While if any other minions get knocked, you can res them super quick, as you can see in the footage. Then we've also gone for Ribbons of Blood, so we've got fire resistance, 31% increased fire damage, which you'll get off the chance to ignite and everything else I mentioned. So again, it all stacks, it all scales crazy. We got a 1 LP on this, so I added 74 health. So again, health is very important, like I said. Ring as well, you get 9% increased health. 2.1% of minion melee damage leads to health on hit. You also get 25% minion increased leech rate. So even more leech, more survivability. Plus 5 melee damage, physical damage for minions, so more damage on top. Plus your minions cannot be crit, so they can't be one-shotted basically, hence why it's so godly. We went for the belt over here. We've gone for 13 mana on there, 3 potion slots, 110 ward gain and potion use, more survivability, 52% increase in minion damage. Again, it all scales with your minion damage. So minion damage here from melee, plus this minion damage as well, which will scale for everything. Then we've got endurance, which again, survivability is key. 22% crit strike avoidance. And also as a bonus, what we've got on here is as well, 2 volatile zombies come out, plus an additional 13% increase in minion damage on top of all of that. So as soon as I literally proc a potion, because of the belt, we get 2 volatile zombies out as well on top as a bonus. And again, they do even more damage, because that's all this minion damage classes as minions, so it just scales crazy. And then we gone for on the ring I mentioned about crits. We got a ring that gives us 42 crit strike chance off base, plus 64 increased critical strike chance, so it's already 100% procs. That's why you've seen all the footage, all crits, just non-stop crits from my minions, crits from me, just non-stop. You want strength on the ring as well, any sort of strength level, because it does scale with armor to you, armor to your minions, as well as more damage to yourself on your physical and your minions as well. Health again, regen, 17% health regen, 52 plus health, plus 93 freeze rate multiplier and cold resistance, which we can scale off the maelstrom, which I'll go through as well, and some other cool tech I got for you as well. Then we move on to the gloves. We got Stormhard Paws, was 10 armor, 10 mana. Got 8 strength on here as an additional for LP1. So again, strength scales off everything. We added that, which I've just explained. You get 1 to swipe. Every 3 seconds, your next swipe has 100% of its base damage converted to lightning and deals 36 melee lightning damage, which scales off the lightning wolves doing the main attack again. So it all scales off that melee lightning damage. So if you read the part there, lightning skills to grant your wolves additional melee lightning damage equal to your melee lightning. So when you stack your melee lightning, it's going to scale to your wolves, and that's why we do hella damage. So on top of all that, we got increased lightning damage off base as well. 41%, so 41% increased lightning damage. 41% increased cold damage, plus 33 health, plus 33 cold resistance. Then you get 1 to attribute, which scales your damage throughout your whole build again. More strength, more dex. You obviously got more vitality, the other stuff as well, attunement, etc. More survivability, it's better. Then we've gone for the Blood of the Exile, which is one of the best boots in the game overall. Plus 35 armor, plus 8% increased movement speed. And I already mentioned health is very important, so what we've added on here is 1 LP. Plus 53 health, plus 5% increased health again. Now we have 30% increased movement speed, so you are hella fast and you can move a lot and obviously maneuver yourself in the right positioning. You also have 31% increased bleed duration. So our wolves proc bleed, we can proc stuff as well, but the wolves will proc bleed, which I'll go through you as well. Hence why we do damage, but we do extended duration, it all stacks more damage. 35% more physical ailment damage to moving enemies. So again, all these procs will stack, the enemies are moving, attack even more damage. We got strength, which I mentioned again, so we scale that. So we got 11 strength off here. We got 9 dex as well and 11 intelligence. So we got all those added bonuses to stack up with the attributes as well, so it scales everything for you. And then last but not least, we've got Dedication of Erased Primalist, which is a godly ready kick you can get, which gives weave as well, so you can get random stats. But again, key thing is that HP. So we got plus 13 health, plus 8% increased minion health. We got 133 bonus health with the weave as well, plus 60 to the void resistance. I'll go for the resistances at the end, but with this build in particular and the way the Primalist works, you don't even need to worry too much about your resistances because you have so much HP, and I've got ways of negating all the damage and all the procs and ailments anyway, which I'll go for you as well. However, I did run this at 368 to test it. So all the footage you saw was at 200 corruption, but we ran it on stream at 368 corruption, and again, we slapped and one-shotted pretty much everything. Just melted everything the same. There's no difference whatsoever. So yeah, it's just absolutely godly build. 10% damage, so you get one Primalist skills, so again, more skills for everything. 10% less damage to time taken from slowed enemies, and we do slow people, because if you read this next part, 46% chance on hit to grab one of your minions Aspect of the Spider, which has a cooldown. So Aspect of the Spider lasts 8 seconds, grants you 15% more damage to slowed enemies, which that's what it does. So again, it all just procs and stacks up. It is friggin' insane. Now, I quickly want to go over the idols as quick as we can. You can obviously add what idols you wish to make it suit your build in general. However, I've literally got this maxed out to perfection, I believe. So we got mana and health, which I mentioned again. You obviously want that HP again to stack up. Now, what's important, what you really do need for survivability in general, you do need increased healing effectiveness. Very important. Again, we didn't have to get max capped on resistances because of the way the build works. However, you want that healing constantly. You're going to be healing off your own attacks, your own swipe and your melee, so when you're close quarters. However, we got it built. Whenever your wolves attack, you also get HP and survivability back as well. You can feed your wolves with HP, they can feed you. You kind of stack of each other. And again, with the Hakkar's Phoenix, one does get down, you won't lose DPS because they get instantly up. You get your HP back as well. They have survivability, you have it, and I'll go for the rest. So, very important, increased healing effectiveness. However, what's dope about this is, it says increase spell damage if you have an active totem. Now, I've got a way of having an active totem with my Warcry. So we can have that on if we need to. So you just proc the Warcry and you get a totem too. So that'll proc off there. And that will increase everything as well. So increase spell damage if you have active totem. We can have a totem from there. And I got something else to show you as well when I go for the nodes. So again, that's just hella important. 9% chance to hit, on hit to summon a Thorn Totem. So we can summon one by hits alone. We also get minion crit strike chance. So we buff all that up again. Crit strike damage. 5% increased health, very important. We got extra lightning damage for myself. Extra lightning damage for the minions, 11-11. Then, this is super dope as well. Wherever I mentioned Maelstrom earlier, 27% chance to bleed on cold hit. Whenever I do my Maelstrom, I can not only proc it for myself, but I can proc it on my minions. So whenever we use that, the minions don't have to even do nothing with me. I can just literally walk up to people and they take damage. Not only do they take cold damage and the freeze rate multiplier, which I showed earlier, they also take bleed damage. And if you notice what it said on the boots, more bleed duration. So we proc that with that. So as soon as we walk up to anyone, they take bleed. So they're automatically inflicted with bleed. They take an additional bleed duration. So the bleed lasts longer, damage lasts longer, more DPS over time. And you can stack multiple layers of Maelstrom. So it will hit them for mega hits of cold with the bleed and it all stack. Plus we have 31% increased melee damage, 31% increased minion melee damage. And if you remember what we had in the chest, that already, so you stack that with that, hella strong. More health there, as we said. 5% increased health there, plus 20. Plus 19 armor, plus 12 health. Plus 3 ward retention, 3% ward retention, plus health. 12 ward on potion use, plus health. And 13 ward on potion use, plus health. So you have the HP, plus your additional little shield from a little bit of ward. And we've gone through that as well. Now, we're going to go through the blessings really quick, which are very important to get through as quick as you can. Now, what I've gone for, you can ignore these. These are base ones that don't give you any buffs or damage, but obviously help you level up quicker, increase experience, increase relic drop rate. But you do want this, very important. So again, I've showed you how much crit chance we have, but crit damage is key, and that's why we do so many crits. Regardless of the corruption level, we're always hitting for mega damage. We're always doing mega damage over time, and all that procs with the crits will give us life leech back, which I'll go through and explain that as well. So it all is coming together nicely. Then we're going for crit strike avoidance, because you do want that crit strike avoidance capped. You always want 100% crit strike avoidance, very important. So we're going for that as a blessing. Gone for mana as well. You don't have to go for mana. You could possibly go for something else if you wish, like even freeze rate if you wanted more. But I want to make the perfect build that covers everything, every angle. So with the extra mana, I'm not ever stuck without my abilities, and I'll show you how all my abilities scale my damage, and I'll show you that as well. So that's definitely one to go for. And then the rest of it is, this one is important. You could go for like chance to shred, cold resistance, other stuff, but physical resistance is important because you're always doing physical attacks. Your minions are doing physical attacks as well as you, plus your other ones. However, you know, you do lightning damage, so you can change it to other resistances or add some more fizz res if you need it. There are some options, like we can have more armor if I wanted to as well, more survivability, but I don't need it. Like I said, we ran it at 368, perfectly fine. But if I felt at any point, or you feel after build, if you're trying to do a similar build, you're struggling with armor or survivability, you shouldn't be for any reason if you're playing correct, but if you are, just prop this on, you can get even more. You're not sacrificing anything as well. And then again, armor again on top. We could add on more stuff if we wanted to. So fire resistance, frailty for that damage reduction if you wanted to as well. But no, we don't really need it. So yeah, we've added more armor off base. So next thing on the list is to go into this character selection. So I wanted to just go quickly over the stats and I'll go for everything else with you. So as we have strength at 64, very strong. Scales again off your armor, your damage, your DPS, as well as your minions armor and DPS and damage. And obviously I'll go through survivability, so we got ways around that as well. But it's definitely quite high as far as strength goes, as well as the other nodes to make it like a good god tier like build for everything. So then on top of that, we got 11 dexterity, 22 intelligence, attunement 3, vitality 27 for that HP as well. So I'll give you a lot of resistance as well as HP. Now, if you look at the resistances, like I said, you don't even need to cap out a lot of this stuff. So you can tweak your gear a bit more if you wish, but the main thing is you want Fizz Res Max. This, I would say, 100% has to be capped because you're physically taking hits from whatever. But where I've got the build, you can negate all the elements, so you can kind of reset any elements to you, which won't do nothing to you. So you don't need none of these caps. As soon as you get hit with a proc, you can just cancel them all. And you can keep doing it over and over and over. And then again, you still got some in there anyway, but you can have more, so I'll go for that. Armor-wise, we're sitting on 29% over here. Dodge is 54%, which classes 2%. Stun avoidance is 25%. Ward retention is 91%. Stats-wise over here, we've got melee attack speed at 50%, extra 50%. Crit strike chance, you can ignore what it says technically here, because we're doing 100% crits every single time. It says 22. Spell crit strike chance 22. Melee crit strike chance 22. Bow, blah, 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 crit 2. Most important thing is the crit multiplier. 352, exactly why we're doing so many bonkers crits and mega damage. And again, increased melee damage is 384% increase. Insane. Increased lightning damage 60%. Cold damage 49. Fire damage 31. Defense wise, like I said, you want 100% crit strike avoidance. That is a must for any build. If you're going for so-called true endgame, you always want this capped out. 100%. Regardless how much HP armor you have, you want that capped out, or you will be taking mega hits and dying. Endurance again is good, 530 out of endurance threshold, and the endurance itself is sitting on 32. So we're going to go quickly into the passives for you as well. So passives wise, we'll boom through these. Main one on your Primalist, you want to go for health. Obviously, again, same thing. You want more health, you want your minions to have increased health. Straight from there, we've got increased minion damage. So again, stacking that little bit more damage, and it all stacks crazy. And percent of potion healing received by minions is 50%. So again, if you feel that your minions are getting low, pop a potion. They take 50%. Survivability for you, survivability for them. We're all good to go. Then we got more health again, increased companion health. Now, companion revival speed is a must the way I built it. I've tried and tested all different ways, but again, if you've seen the footage, I am resin instantly, and also I have some nice range on it as well. So I don't always have to be even close, but if your minions are basically taken out, you are pretty much at a bad spot, because you can only then do melee physical damage yourself, and you're putting yourself in danger. So you always want your minions up and available, so this is very important. We're obviously gone for this Harmony of Blades. You can actually dual wield. You want to be dual wielding, obviously, for the more damage and more stuff available. We've gone for one node in Tempest Bond, increased physical, cold damage, lightning, and doubled while you have a minion. So again, don't always go off the flat notes what they say, because you can double your stats or triple, depending if you know how to build correctly. We've also gone for Hunter's Restoration, increased health again, like I said to you, it's very important. And health restore itself, max 5 out of 5. And then Hunter's Emanation, so healing from Hunter applies to your minions, which I mentioned earlier. So increased minion damage again, stacks up. And it also heals your minions. So whenever we're doing DPS, it all stacks to the minions and vice versa, and we're good. So we're covering each other, mega damage together, mega teamwork, and just destroying everything. Strength again scales, so very important to get this node. Get that full 8 strength, extra damage, extra everything, and again, increased health regeneration. Now, on the Beastmaster itself, we've gone hardcore with just all the nodes and correct the way we've done it, and max health, max DPS, everything. So, again, max strength here as well from Ursin's strength, and also DR. So we have standard 16%, so it's a lot, 16% off base damage reduction. But you want this mega node here, which is called aspect of the board, which is another god tier one as well. So I'll put 5 into that as well, 5 out of 5. It also reduces damage taken by 15%. So 16% damage reduction plus 15, 31 damage reduction for doing nothing. Again, when we have aspect of the board, when we have poor seeing constitution, your damage reduction is granted is 15%. It says additional, so you could add on another 15 of that, you know, so again, it's more bonkers. So add them two together plus an additional 15. You also get increased health regeneration again, 75. And then on top of all that, you can go for Boar Heart for more strength, and you can even have aspect to the boar to proc on a melee hit even. So you don't need to even get hits for it to proc now. You can literally, it says when hit, but now you can proc it yourself. And since you're constantly doing DPS, constantly pressurizing, constantly pressing them and hitting them, you've pretty much got it active all the time. So you got a mega DR on your build, you got mega increased healing received as well, and it just stacks beautifully. And then again, dodge rating, very important. This isn't the best, dodge rating is the most important thing per se first, but if you get anything additional, it comes out. And also, it gives you increased companion revive range as well. So again, I've tried and tested it many different ways, but I found this is the perfect setup for the right speed. But yes, extra bonus in there, and that dodge can help you 1 or 2 dodges as well, per se. Again, core of the pack, we've gone for health, companion health, heal amount of companion ability use. So again, we're healing the minions, we're healing ourselves, doing what we do. This is very important with the chase. You want as much attack speed as you can for your minions. Mega DPS, mega fast movement, and we got increased minion attack speed, increased minion cast speed, minion move speed, increased companion revive speed. Again, very important. Now this is where everything just comes in together with the build. It's absolutely insane. So you could put, if you got more points available, if you want to put more in Cyber G, you can off base. But if you've seen how much we got already, we're good. The multiplier itself is +7 per point, which is okay. But obviously we can spec into other nodes, gives more damage, more DPS. However, with this aspect of the shark, every 5 seconds your next melee attack increases damage and grants aspect of the shark for 3 seconds. A buff that increases melee damage by 75% and melee attack speed by 10%. We can proc this aspect of the shark, and we can also get armor shred on there. And also on top of that, on Lamprey Teeth, your melee damage is doing life leech. So that's why you have survivability, and you don't need anything additional to get your life leech back. You literally just melee attack, you get life leech. So as long as you're doing damage, you're getting HP. And if you read the second node, minion melee damage leads as health. They're both on 4.5%. But again, if you see how much damage we do, we're always feeding ourselves with HP constantly, no matter what. And again, increase minion health, leech on top of all that. Then we've got Hunters of the Deep. Your companions are granted aspect to the shark whenever you are. So as I just mentioned, aspect of the shark, whenever I get it, the minions get it as well. So more DPS, more speed, everything. It's insane. And then you want to go for the next node, which is Circle of Life. So you gain health and have a chance to be granted aspect to the shark for 3 seconds whenever you kill an enemy. So not only do we proc it off hits now, we proc it off a kill per se. And this node, Dragon Slayer, even better. The on-kill effects of Circle Life also have an equal chance to trigger when you hit a rare boss or enemy. So we don't even have to even kill anything now. We can just hit an enemy that's rare or a boss and it'll proc as well. And then we've got, to even go even further, we've added Ocean Maw. So all of that, what I just said, we also get aspect to the shark, which gives you 15% extra shark effect, so even more, and it also gives you 15% even duration on top, so it's absolutely bonkers. Now, I mentioned the build itself with HP and survivability. I would 100% recommend going Life of the Wilderness. You can check how much endurance you've got in your threshold. It is obviously capped at some point, but I've gone for 6, so I wanted 6 additional vitality, more survivability, more HP. The threshold we hit maxed out, and also read this, your endurance also implies to your companions. So again, you're making yourself hella tanky, but you're making your minions hella tanky as well. But again, if they do get knocked, like I said, they get rezzed anyway, and you've got instant res, so it's just, I'm covering every angle with the build, it's just insane. And another one you want to be using is Viper Fangs. So you and your companions have increased melee attack speed. When you hit an enemy, you have a chance, you and your companions, to granted aspect to the Viper for 3 seconds, a buff that grants 100% chance to poison on hits and 100% increased damage over time. So again, that's another proc we're doing. We've done the cold I mentioned, we're doing bleed, and we're also doing poison now. So not only doing mega damage off melee and crits and everything else, we're also doing crazy damage over time procs as well. And again, the attack speed buffs with this as well. Now we're getting into the main parts of the gist of it as well. You want to obviously get this Nature's Embrace, that 1 extra companion. You can have potentially 5 wolves, but I've gone for 4 consistent, kept the damage the same, but I can go through 5 if you want to do that as well. Now this is very important, Cry of the Lynx. You and your companions have an increased chance to critically strike. When you use a companion ability, you and your companions are granted aspect to the links for a duration. And I'll go through all the different buffs, the nodes, what they do anyway. But this one basically grants you 100% increased crit strike chance and 100% increased stun chance. So again, you guaranteed crits. All the stuff I showed you before were good crits anyway, but we're guaranteed crits with this. And this will lead into something else, which is even better. So on top of all that, when you go for serrated claws, you and your minions, well, you and your companions, critical strikes deal more damage anyway. So like I said, we're 100% going to get crits because we're over 100% for crit chance. We're guaranteed getting crit strike damage, but this gives you a fat chunk of multiplier. So with this alone, you get critical multiplier plus 60%, which is bonkers. Your companions is plus 60% again, so you and your minions get buffed. And the aspect of the links critical multiplier plus 60. So again, that bumps up another 60 CC off that. Insane. And then on top of all of that, aspect of the links also grants you a percentage of damage leads as health when you critically strike. So again, as you know, we're critically striking all the time. And then we have a mega HP pool coming towards us. So it's not like we're getting instantly healed and the next hit's going to kill us. We're basically doing so much damage, so much crits. We're getting life leech over a period of time. And then even if we take a hit, we're still going to get our life back over it. So we're always overriding the damage constantly, as long as we're constantly doing damage and DPS to them. And then last but not least, we're going for Ancient Might. Again, strength is very important for that scaling. So we got max strength, more melee physical damage from us, and more minion melee physical damage as well. So absolutely bonkers, people. Absolutely bonkers. So that's the pass list for you. Let's go through the skills real quick. I'll go top to bottom as quick as I can and cover everything for you. So again, we mentioned how the Summon the Wolf is the main skill we're going to do damage for. We move forward to the left first of all. You want Savage Hunters. Wolves deal more damage, multiplicative with other modifiers. Now it's hella strong at 5 out of 5. If you drop it, you will see some mad drop off. So we got crazy insane damage and it will proc with everything. Then we got Legendary Bite. So we also get 75 melee damage percent again. So on top of all that, plus 75. Melee stun chance plus 75. So we slap him, and you can see in the footage, I think the Weaver, the dude who was standing there, slapped him once. He got like shock, and he literally his HP went from that. But again, anything that you see, chunks will just come off when using that swipe because of all this. It's just crazy, crazy. Then we get more melee crit chance again, 75% off base. Then you want to go for the Wolves deal additional cold damage with attack. So I mentioned more damage over time, cold damage, stun damage. The cold procs the bleed. So now you can understand it all syncs with what it syncs, and it's just so godly the way we had it. Then we've gone over here. So you do want as much attack speed. You could go for 5 in here. I've gone for 4. So we got attack speed plus 40%, plus 40% movement speed. We've got all our nodes anyway, as you've seen. And we got frenzy and other stuff which I'll go for, makes them even faster. It's just crazy. It all stacks. The reason why I went for 4 in there is I went lower because, again, I did want some dodge rate for not only for like my wolves as well, but it scales per strength if you read it. So your wolves have additional dodge chance per strength, and since we got a lot of strength, it gives them more dodge ability, more survivability, more damage, more DPS when they move out the way and kick some ass basically. And then on top of all that, I wanted our bleed chance on here, hence why I went for this node. So your wolves have a chance to cause enemies bleed with their melee attack. So not only will I hit them with bleed procs with the Maelstrom, even if I put it on my wolves, if I put this on, I'll do additional bleed stacks. So we'll do a lot of bleed stacks anyway, so more damage over time and more survivability. And then on top of all that, what we've gone for, the reason why you see this one, wolves deal more damage over time, multiplicative with other modifiers. Bleeds mentioned. Physical penetration mentioned. We have cold damage. We have poison damage as well. It's damage over time. So everything just scales crazy off the build, and that's why it's so bonkers. And then obviously we've gone over here, Howl of the Might. Wolves have more damage and dodge rating again, which I mentioned, which is dope. This bonus is triple wolves that have howled recently. So again, if you get your wolves to howl, you could even go for a node where you howl them yourself. I didn't really need it personally, but if you want it, you could triple your bonuses and we're good from there as well. You can also summon wolves up to your maximum number of companions. So you can have these safety numbers to get that additional 4th wolf. But again, if you wanted to cut some of these out, maybe not have some of these on the modifiers, and you can go far left over here. You only need 4 more. So if you was to cut 1, 2, even possibly 3... and just sacrifice a little bit of damage to DPS. You could go to one of these, so you could have 5 wolves, but it's definitely better to get the 4 wolves that are super mega damageable rather than having 5 that are a bit weaker. It just doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, we've gone for Warcry, which is super insane. Now, going off this, we got Juggernaut, which is just bonkers. So you're invulnerable for 1 second after you use Warcry. Our cooldown for this is 5 seconds, so it's really low anyway. we're invulnerable for a second. So let's just say you proc it, you got 4 seconds of vulnerability, but 1 second invincibility. But you have other skills, and they all buff and proc you, and you should get out of jail free card, basically. So if you're getting hit with a mega attack or a killable attack, proc this, you're invincible, you can't die. Top of all of that, we've gone for Breath of Terror, so it also restores your health. Gone for 3 out of 3, so it gives you 300 healing. So literally one of these will just get you back to tops, because the increased healing is so high. Whenever we hit off this, we're pretty much maxed out on HP every time. And again, it's only such a low cooldown. It's just, we're practically invincible with it. Again, I mentioned about cleansing ailments. So if you, for any instance, do feel that the ailments are affecting you, you need to obviously do more for survivability. You can proc this and you just negate anything. So any poison damage, anything, you negate everything and you can use it. So again, you can tweak and change a build for your build and how you want to run it. But like I said, I've tried and tested everything, all the nodes, everything top to bottom. Ran it at 368 corruption, and I found that this is perfectly balanced for everything in the game that you want to do. Speed runs, crowd control, destroying melting bosses, as you've seen in the footage at the start of the video. And here we go. So Deep Roar, another one. Warcry affects larger area, which you want, which is phenomenal. Again, this is very important. As I mentioned to you guys before, all the crits and the crit damage we're doing. Battle Cry, you and your allies affected by Warcry gain increased crit chance for 4 seconds. 100%. So the other nodes I showed you, we're getting all these crits, hence why we're guaranteed crits every time. And those crits that are guaranteed do more survivability and more damage for us and our minions, obviously. So yeah, all scales insane. Now this is a dope ass one for us here. I'm not sure a lot of people using it or some people using it, but while Warcry is on cooldown, your crit strikes, hence we crit strike. Everything we hit is crit strike, guaranteed. You got 4 minions doing crazy hits like constantly and yourself. So you're always proccing this. When this procs, basically your critical strikes have a chance to Warcry, so you can randomly hit at someone with a crit and they just explode and move out the way and you get all the buffs. It's just insane. It's so good. Then we got Staggering Roar, so Warcry knocks enemies further back. Then we gone for Kinetic Scream, so Warcry now hits enemies and deals spells physical damage. Now where I mentioned that totem on the idols earlier, spell damage, it all scales. So everything comes through. Warcry causes enemies to bleed. So again, you can go for bleed stats. We have to go for 2 anyway to get the next node. Then we go for Warcry Shallow Breath. Warcry has a significantly shorter cooldown, but no longer has a guaranteed stun, freeze, or fear. We don't need any of those, and we're doing some procs anyway. And then we've gone for the totem. So now you place a totem for 3 seconds that repeatedly uses Warcry instead of you, but Warcry costs more mana. The mana's not an issue whatsoever, and again with that totem we get a buff, so every time a totem is available, spell damage increases, as you know, and it's just insanely good. And a good thing with having a totem as well, you can control the map. When you fight Emperor Corpses, everyone knows he gets stuck in a corner, he's a bit cheesy sometimes. You can literally put it behind him and knock him in the middle of the map. You can control anything, even bosses, sub-bosses, exile mages. You can control exactly where they are with that totem, and that's why I've got it in there, it's so insane. So, next one I'm going to go for is Fury Leap. We've got it as a cooldown of 4.8, so if you're kind of getting the gist of it now, our cooldowns are very, very low on everything. So, for example, you got invincible frames with this, that 1 second invulnerability, that has you 4 seconds. Within that due time, what's so dope about Fury Leap is, 1 leap alone, you want to go for Warrior's Entrance. When you land, you and your minions gain additional melee damage and spell damage for 3 seconds. So again, melee damage, spell damage, the lightning procs going off. It's freaking insane. Then you get Frenzy on top of all of that. So whenever you land from it, you and your minions gain Frenzy for 3 seconds. Again, buff for you, but for your minions, crazy. Now when you land, you and your minions are healed. So that other one, Warcry, you're invincible. And you get your HP back. Also with this, you can get invulnerable. There might be a node in here somewhere, the invincibility node. I'll find that in a second. But yeah, regardless, the other one you're invincible anyway. And this, you just get your HP back. Same thing again. It said 100, but again, 100 will go a long way since you got healing restored. However, if you want to take one off this, or you don't want to use more than one in here, and you're already good and everything, you could just go here. When you land, you cleanse all ailments to you and your minions. Again, any resistances that are procced, just use that and you're invincible basically. We've also gone for this, so Further Leap does more 12% damage and leave 2 points into Savage Impact. We've gone for Fury's Leap, deals damage in a large area and costs less mana, so you can proc it a lot more, have more survivability. Oh, there we go. So Herot's Protection, you are immune to damage while leaping. So yeah, like I was saying with the Warcry, you got 1 second invulnerability. If for any reason you're getting another attack that you get about to die from, you can just Fury Leap, you're invincible. You'll get your HP back from the Warcry, and you'll get HP back from the Fury Leap anyway. And if you kill someone, you'll get more HP and survivability. So again, you're pretty much invulnerable. Now what's dope about this is when you use Fury Elite, you can summon lightning bolts, hence why we've got mega crowd control, mega DPS for every situation. And this does 18 lightning damage, it says here, but it will scale off everything else. And if you're not sure what scales or not, there you go. Scales off lightning and spell. Just press the Alt on your keyboard and it'll show you the information. This one we've gone for 3. I've tried and tested it at 5. It's insanely fast at 5, but if I want to use points everywhere else, I didn't want to sacrifice too much loss, so I went for 3 and it's more than perfect. Mega lightning strike, super quick mega damage. And then finally, Fury Elite penetrates enemy lightning resistance and kills with a lightning bolt and has a chance to reset Fury's Elite cooldown. So sometimes if you watch my footage when I'm streaming live or the damage I do, sometimes I head stomp one guy, kill him, and I already have another head stomp, so I can like double head stomp back to back. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And then on top of all that, we're going to go for swipe, and I'll go through this to you. And this is obviously one of your mace damage for you as a base, but do not just look at this as a number, because I'll show you how much the numbers go up to when I do all my buffs. And every single node on here and every single skill buffs me. So swipe again, you want to go from here, you want to go far left. You can go away with the hunt for that hit damage and health leech. Again, we've already got it included, but you can go for more if you wish. Now, over here, we've got swipe hits have a chance to cause enemies to bleed. So again, more damage over time, more crits, everything. We've got 2 in tier to proc to this. Swipe has a chance to shred physical resistance on hit. You could proc for 4 if you wish to make that guaranteed, but because we do so much damage and we do so many quick hits with it because it's so fast, at 25 we can almost proc 100%, and you see all the icons come up on the screen. It's sometimes sitting at 20, 25 plus of physical shred off base. Now I mentioned the health getting back, so this one will get you health leech. This one will actually get your health and mana back off a swipe as well. Very important. Now this is where the build comes into its own again, absolutely beautiful. I already told you what the aspects of each one does going through the passive points, so you can go back to those if you need to. But when you attack with swipe and hit at least one enemy, you gain a stack of aspect of the Panther. Each stack lasts 4 seconds and grants you more damage, multiplicative with the modifiers. You can have maximum of 3 stacks. So we're doing mega damage. We actually have a global damage per stack of 5%. So 3 stacks will give you obviously more damage overall. And it's saying you can have max stats of 3, so 15%. However, we've got this one here, wild calling. When you attack with swipe, hit at least one enemy, you have a chance to summon forth a spirit wolf. So whenever I'm doing mega damage up close, you'll probably notice a couple of ghost wolves come out, of spirit wolves they're called. Even at 30%, because we're doing so many hits, you're pretty much guaranteed to proc one every couple of seconds or every few hits. It's just that regular, and you can see it in the footage. Then we've also gone Feline Hunter. Gives you global attack speed at 12%, global cast speed, all stacks up. So while you have aspect to the Panther, you have increased attack speed. So again, aspect to the Panther stacks there. Now another bonus node, Lion Strength. Aspect to the Panther can have more stacks. So the more stacks will give you the more global damage, more everything on top. So it says 1 more stack. So potentially it said 3, I believe here. Maximum stacks 3, plus that you can have 4, so you can have even more, which is insane. Then we got over here for Sabertooth Endurance. Each stack of the Aspect Panther lasts longer again. Grants increased health regen on top of all that. So it lasts, we got 3 points, an extra 45% duration, and more increased health regen per 45%. And the Aspect of Panther affects Sabertooth. So then we've gone for Twin Fangs at the end. So while you have Aspect of the Panther, which we've gone for already, you have additional crit strike multiplier per stack. We can have 4 stacks now. So, and the bonus is doubled if you're dual wielding. We're dual wielding anyway, so you do 4 times 12 on top of that, and it's doubled while you're dual wielding. So you think about the crit multiplier, hence why we're doing so much. And then if you want to go to the right side, we're going for Stormclaw. You want your swipe to deal more lightning damage, which will scale off all your damage again. Lightning damage in general. And then your next swipe deals damage in larger areas, base converted to lightning. If you wanted to go for a full more, you obviously want to put 1 point in here for extra lightning damage. The next one though, Joel's Guidance. Swipe has a chance to shock on hit, and portion of swipe's base damage is converted to lightning. Consequently, this damage scales with increased lightning damage, but not physical. We've gone for more lightning damage at all scales. We could sacrifice a point of DPS per se to go to 100%. But again, I found because we're doing so much hits, 80% is more than enough. It's just more than enough to do what it needs to do. So it's perfect. Now, last but not least, let's get over to Maelstrom, which is super, super dope. Not only is it a great defensive skill, as I showed you before what it can do, it's insane. So when you start, you want to move to the far left first. Maelstrom deals damage in a larger area. I prefer having it 4 in here because it covers more of the map. Like I said, you can throw it on your minions, which is godly. And I also tried to test it multiplier. I can actually throw it on my teammates. So I can literally throw this on my teammates to give them buffs to what I got, and throw it on any minions in the map as well. So when you have this, you can literally proc it on all 4 wolves. All 4 wolves will rush any boss, any sort of minion. They'll cut anyone in that area with cold damage. They'll cut anyone with bleed damage. And again, that's not including the physical damage they're going to do and the lightning damage. And the lightning strikes coming from the sky and the lightning bolts coming out as well. Insane. And then Lagan Slumber, this one is God tier. So if you go 1 second without directly casting Maelstrom, you gain a stack of Lagan Slumber. When you next cast your Maelstrom directly, all stacks of Lagan Slumber are consumed to cast a Maelstrom additional time per stack. So you're going to keep stacking that anyway. And that will sync into something else which I'll show you. We got Maelstrom has a chance to chill enemies each second. So I just mentioned that already. We can chill them with the Maelstrom itself. We got Maelstrom stacks have a longer duration, so they last a little bit longer. We got that 20%. Again, you could add that more depending on how you work, but for me, it's literally the perfect layer. We're gone for Turbulence as well. So Maelstrom deals more damage, multiplicative with other modifiers. This bonus is doubled if you have at least 60 attunement. We didn't go for the attunement. However, it says flat 8% damage plus what I just told you. We can add it to 4 wolves on top of me, and we can use it constantly. It also costs Karn gives you Maelstrom to cost less mana. Definitely want that in there so you can spam it more and get your stacks quicker. If you have stacks of Maelstrom more, you gain haste. So what I mentioned already, you could just literally spam the button, get your haste at the start, and you have constantly throughout the whole fight. You can also gain Frenzy. If you have stacks of Maelstrom or more, you gain Frenzy when you use a Wind Fury, and we can get that easy, and I'll show you. And then we got Sleep Footed. Each stack of Maelstrom grants you additional dodge chance, which procs into the nodes I mentioned earlier, so it all comes in together. And then we have Power of the Storm. While you have 6 or more stacks, you strike a nearby enemy with lightning each second, which again is insane. So you're pressing, you're doing physical, your lightning bolts coming out. You can use your Fury Leap to do more lightning and just constant lightning and damage. Now, when you go for these strong tides, Power of the Storm stack requirement is reduced. So I've gone for 2. So where it says 6, we don't need 6, we only need 4. Now, if you memorize what I said earlier, I can spam 4 to get that straight away constantly throughout the map. However, on the other nodes, I'm sure I covered it, but yeah, on the other nodes on Warcry, when you proc Warcry, you're going to get Maelstrom anyway. So, literally, you could proc a Maelstrom yourself. You're going to get double of that because of Lagan Slumber, so you have 2. Then you proc one of these, that's 3. You only have to proc 1 more physically, and you get this, so it all stacks, it's so easy to do. But yeah, you only need 4, and you're going to do Lightning Bolts. And then this one, Lightning can strike additional targets. So when you're map clearing and stuff, the reason why we clear so quick in the map, I'm doing 3 Lightning Bolts. So if I'm doing my Fury Leap, I get a Lightning Bolt. Plus I get 3 additional Lightning Bolts come out because of Maelstrom. And Lightning Bolts can confer with the Wolves as well. So again, it all just stacks through. So I've tried and tested, and this is the best one for me, and the best one overall. But yeah, folks, that is obviously the overall gist of it. But before we wrap that up, I just wanted to quickly show you all the buffs. So if you look, for example, where it says swipe at 14.79k off base, I can just proc and you see a little bit of bumper damage. However, when I do my wolves, watch the damage go, 22,232. That's just from pressing 1 button. When I use my Fury Leap, you'll get 26,000, as you can see. Another buff. When I use my Warcry, 15k. That's not including everything else. But you can stack it all. So if you can see the numbers now, 26k, 29k, Maelstrom. Our cooldowns are so quick. Everything we do procs and buffs ourselves and our minions. And there you go, folks. There you go. That is my Phoenix Lightning Wolves build for you. So there you go, folks. Another original God build. Can run 368 corruption easy. It can easily push a lot higher. You can try and test it out yourself, and if you got any questions, let me know. But we've done this on stream many a time and tested it to the max. Well, not in the max, but like a high corruption, and it just deleted everything. So yeah, if you enjoyed the content, folks, you can support my Twitch channel in any way, shape or form. I stream every day on Twitch. I do Last Epoch content every single day. I support the community. You can ask all the community members. I carry how many people a day, every single day, as well as YouTube videos every day, and stream 6 to 8 hours every single day as well for this game. So yeah, links will be in the description below. So if you want to support my Twitch channel in any way, shape or form, you can follow the channel, you can sub, you can gift a sub, you can tip, you can donate. If you want to support my YouTube channel in any way, shape or form, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can like the video, you can comment on the video. And again, if you got any questions, you want any more help, let me know. I did release a Sentinel God build video as well, which was insane. A lot of love on that video as well, so you can check that out. And I've also got a Rune Master and a Rogue coming as well. Rogue's at 100, Rune Master at 100, and I'm running 502 corruption my Rune Master, and my Rogue is doing a couple of 100 corruption easy as well. So there you go, folks. Thanks for the time, thanks for everything, and I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy. and peace out, folks.